Hello everyone, my name is Zaid Kazi and today we are going to resume our chemistry chapter metals and non-metals of class 8. So welcome everyone to Rising Cousins, and let's before we start our part 2 of metals and non-metals, we are going to revise what we have learnt in part 1. In part 1 we saw the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So you can take a screenshot of this slide so that when your exams come you can just open before you go to school, if schools reopen, that is, you can just uh, open your screenshot and have a quick revision of the physical and physical properties of metals and non-metals. So hopefully you will remember it in your exams. So first let's get a quick brief revision of this. Elements can be divided into two categories: metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals can be classified with the physical properties of physical and chemical. Metals physical properties are malleable, non-metal physical are not malleable, malleable not malleable, ductile not ductile, sonorous not sonorous, lustrous dull, hard soft, good conductors poor conductors, solid or gaseous, high tensile strength, low tensile strength. As you know, there are many exceptions to these physical properties, so we are going to be for classifying them we are going to be using the chemical properties. And teaching the chemical properties in one video would be very hard, and the video if we made it would be very long and be less appealing. So we are dividing it into several parts. So this is part 1 of chemical properties. So we are going to be uploading MCQs based on this lecture, so you can see this video and then uh, check out the MCQs. Try it. If you solve them all correctly, if you then you can say that you have understood this theory again. If you cannot, don't worry, see this video again to revise so you can get it properly. So let's start. So in this video we are going to learn structure of an atom, which is we are going to be in super basic mode, which means that structure of an atom is very difficult subject, difficult part of chemistry, and there is a whole chapter dedicated to this in standard 9, and it will be basic 2 in ninth, because as you proceed to your grades it will get more and more advanced. So for 8th it is very basic. So using this structure of an atom we are going to classify metals and non-metals. So let's proceed to structure of an atom. As you can see, there is a diagram of a atom here. As this is the nucleus, as you can see, and then the whole atom, one atom. This is not a molecule, an atom. Don't confuse it with a molecule. So as you can see, there are very small, very small particles here. They are as you know, they are labeled here as proton, neutron and electron. We are not going to be focusing on neutrons. So yeah, electrons are negative in nature while protons are positive. Electrons revolve around the center of the nucleus in shells. Shells don't, as you can see, electrons are moving around the nucleus, revolving around the nucleus, and in shells, don't worry about this shells, because we are going to be briefly explaining them in the next slide. So yeah, protons however can be found in the nucleus of the atom. As you can see, electrons are revolving while protons are in the nucleus stationary. So let's head on to the shells. Yeah, so shells, as you can see, there is another diagram of a atom here, and then here is the nucleus, and here are the shells. So you can see that these gray dots are electrons, Protons are not shown here, they are inside the nucleus. Yeah. So atom contains what are called as shells. These lines are shells. The electrons can be found revolving in these shells. As you can see, they are revolving. This is a picture. So yeah, this is a self-explanatory picture. So yeah, they are revolving, and the first shell being the smallest and the nearest one can contain only 2 electrons. As you can see, this is the nearest one to the nucleus and the smallest one, so it can contain only 2 electrons, not more than that. And the second shell, as you can see, can contain only 8 electrons, the highest capacity. As the number of the shell increase, the number of electrons it can hold increases. As you can see, the first shell 2, second shell 8, third shell 18, and it will proceed like this. There is an equation for finding the maximum electrons in a shell, which you will learn in ninth standard. So, if an atom's last shell is half filled or half filled with electrons, it is in its octet state. Octet state means it will not react with many elements. So yeah, as you can see, if an atom's last shell, like helium has 2 electrons, and so it has only one shell, and its last shell is filled with its maximum capacity is filled with 2, so that means it is in its octet shape. Like neon has 8 electrons, so it is filled with 8 electrons in its last shell, so it is filled, it is in its octet shape. So normal gases like helium, neon, argon, they are more like krypton, xenon, and they are in their octet shape. So noble gases are the gases which are in octet shape. They will not react with anything unless you give a very large amount of energy. So yeah, electrons in the last shell are called valence electron. Like in helium, only the first shell there are 2 electrons. So these 2 electrons will be helium's valence electrons. For neon, these 8 electrons will be its valence electron. For argon, these 18 electrons will be its valence electron. So let's move on to HXR's beautiful project of periodic table, so we can take a example of these. So let's head on there. So here we are at HXR's 3D periodic table model. So before we head on to classifying them, I want to tell you a thing I forgot to tell you in the PPT, is that metals have a tendency to give electrons while non-metals have a tendency to take an electron. That means that to fill its octet, metals will give an electrons when non-metals will take an electron. So let's head on to classifying them with lithium. I'm not starting with hydrogen and helium because place of hydrogen is still very controversial, and helium is a noble gas. So that means, yeah, so we are not going to be classifying these red elements. So we are going to just be seeing these 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these. Not going to be classifying much. This is just for an example. So if you need to do it more, if a teacher gives you this question, so you can do it. That's why we're doing this. Let's start to classify them. As you can see, let's start with lithium. So lithium has 3 electrons. That means it has its first shell fulfilled, and its second shell has 1 electron. So to fill it electron, fill its second shell, what it can do is that it can take 7 electrons from another element around it, or give 1 electron to someone, which seems more better. Give 1 electron, right? So it will give 1 electron to someone, give 1 electron to make its octet fulfill. That means its first shell will get 2 electrons, the second shell will not get any. Its first shell will have 2 electrons, that makes it octet full. And if you go to beryllium, it has it has 4 electrons, so that means it has 2 electrons in its second shell. That makes it think that what it can do is that takes 6 electrons from someone, or give 2 electrons to someone. So what it will do, it will give 2 electrons to someone. So these two are metals, they have a tendency to give an electron. So these two will give an electron, that makes them a metal. Let's go to oxygen. Oxygen has 8 electrons. That makes it has 6 electrons in its second shell. What it can do is that give 4 electrons to someone, or take 2 electrons of someone. So what will it do? It will take 2 electrons of someone. That makes it a non-metal. Non-metals have a tendency to take an electron. And if you go to fluorine, fluorine has 7 electrons in its second shell. So what will it do? It gives 7 electrons to someone, or takes 1 electron from someone. Take 1 electron. So, and if you go to, let's go to the second line of sodium. Sodium reacts very violently with much things, much elements. So let's head on to sodium. Sodium has 11 electrons. That means it has first shell fulfilled, second shell fulfilled. In its third shell, it has 1 extra electron. So it will give, so it's there's 2 options: give 7 electrons to someone, or take 7 electrons from someone, or give 1 electron. So it will give 1 electron. Magnesium has 2 electrons, extra electrons, so it will give 2 electrons. Head on to sulfur. Sulfur, here 2 needs 2 electrons to fulfill its octet. So instead of so what will it do is that it will take 2 electrons from someone to full its octet, make it 18. Let's go. If it go to chlorine, it has 17 electron. That makes its gives it an option to take 1 electron from someone, take an electron from someone, or give so many electrons. So what will it do? It will take 1 electron from someone to make its octet full. So that makes sulfur and chlorine non-metals, and sodium and magnesium metals. So that's it for our examples. I would like to thank Hatchex sir, but they haven't sponsored me. So yeah. So before we end this video, we are just going to take a brief summary of this. So here we are back at our PPT. So let's take a brief summary of this. So let's start. Electrons are negative while protons are positive. This was the first thing we had learned. And originally an atom has the same number of electrons and protons. Whenever an atom gives an electron, it becomes positive. Whenever an atom takes an electron, it becomes negative. Atoms have shells in them which contains electrons. The first shell has 2 electrons, the second shell has 8 electrons, and the third shell has 18 electrons. Valence electrons are electrons which can be found in the last shell of the atom. Metals have 1 or 2 valence electrons, while non-metals like chlorine have 7 valence electrons. Chlorine has 17 electrons, so it has 7 valence electrons in its last shell, so it's 7. And if you go to summary 2, metals need to give 1 or 2 electrons to fill their octet. So that makes metals have a tendency. So So that gives the metals a tendency to give electrons. Well, while non-metals need one or two electrons to fill octet. That means they will take electrons. So this ends our second part of metals and non-metals. We will try to upload the MCQs as soon as possible. So I would like you to like and share and subscribe this video, because this video took a lot of time and energy. So if you subscribe to us, that will be very good. We will feel very good. That will boost our morale. So please like and share and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, bye.